Hello, my healing souls. Welcome to my channel, Out of the Darkness 444. My name is Dawn, and in today's video, we will be talking about 5 signs it is time to get help for your depression. Sign number 1, you begin to feel numb and/or you do not enjoy the things that you used to love doing. You used to have hobbies and interests that you were excited to get out there and do. Maybe you liked to paint and you can't even imagine picking up a tube of paint or a canvas. Maybe you used to love hiking and you haven't been on a hike in 3 or more months. Even the thought of driving to your favorite hiking spot seems overwhelming or undesirable. Maybe people who used to join you in these activities have noticed you turning down invitations. Whatever the case, you have zero interest in any of the old things that previously brought you joy. When you feel depressed, you kind of reach a point where you feel like you're just going through the motions and you're just on autopilot. You might notice an increase in your irritability level if someone points that out to you, that you are no longer enjoying your interests. Or you might notice that you're just more reactive overall than you used to be. These might coincide with losing interest in your favorite activities. Sign number 2, you have noticed a decline in your self-care and/or others have noticed it too. Now, it's one thing to have a weekend or two where we feel exhausted because of a short-term stressful time in our life or a very busy work schedule, and we're just too busy and tired to put much into our personal care. It's another to have this happening more often than not for days and days in a row, or even weeks in a row, especially weeks in a row. An ongoing reduction in physical self care and hygiene is often the first sign that you are headed in a direction that will only continue to decline if you let it. If you're starting to find it difficult to even shower and keep up with basic self care like you usually do, that's an early sign of depression. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's just that we have a limited amount of energy to use, and a lot of that is now going towards managing our increasing depression symptoms. Sign number 3, you find yourself avoiding friends and family because you don't have the energy to keep up appearances, and you don't much enjoy being around people these days anyway. When our depression progresses, not only do we lose our joy for our hobbies and interests, but we don't want to spend time with people that we love and care about. We're just too tired to have conversations or pretend to feel we are okay when we are anything but okay. It just feels easier for us to be alone with our thoughts because our thoughts and managing our depression is currently taking up all of our energy. The idea of having to have conversations and being present with others often feels really overwhelming. I know for me, I thought for sure that others knew what was going on with me, and I felt really ashamed and embarrassed. I also felt like a burden when I was sad and felt that no one would really enjoy being around me. This wasn't necessarily true, but it was my perception at that time, and it's what I told myself. A lot of us get to a point where we really feel completely numb and empty. Socializing only reinforces the often empty and numb feelings we have because others are so alive compared to where we feel we are at. For example, I remember being at a Halloween party at a bar with some friends, and I had never felt more alone than in that room with 1,000 people having fun. Sign number 4, you have begun to have frequent feelings of worthlessness or hopelessness. As depression progresses, these feelings often become stronger. We start to think about things like, what is the point if I'm always going to feel this way? What is the point if I continue to feel bad about myself? What is the point if I don't feel I have anything to offer or I feel that I don't matter to anyone? These thoughts are lying to you, but that is where many of us who have depression wind up. Part of our healing our depression is learning where these thoughts originated from and then working to challenge and come up with new thought patterns. It takes time, but it is completely possible. Having awareness is half that battle. Every person on this planet can find and have hope, no matter the circumstances. And every person on this planet has worth, including you. You do matter. And there are others to whom you matter too, even if it doesn't feel that way in the moment. Remember, your feelings are temporary. They may have been with you for feeling like what is a long time, but they are still temporary and they can and will improve. Sign number 5. This is absolutely the most obvious sign that it is time for you to get help for your depression. You have had even one thought of doing harm to yourself. It does not matter if you have acted on it or not, or even if you have a plan to do this or not. Just the simple act of entertaining either thought, even once, and I can't stress that enough, even once is enough of a cry that it is time to look for support. One of these thoughts is one too many. Once these types of thoughts begin to cross your mind, I implore you to ask for help because I remember those thoughts just getting louder and more persistent over time before I got help. I let it get too far for too long. Start with a trusted friend or a family member. If you cannot find support there, what can you do? How can you get additional help and where do you turn? Here are some suggestions. In the United States, you can connect with a trained crisis counselor. You can receive free 24/7 crisis support by sending a text message to the National Association for Mental Illness at 741 741. You can also seek out a counselor or a coach. You can begin to take an online course to start your healing journey. You can also contact the NAMI helpline. To contact them, please call 1 800 950 NAMI or 6264. Healing from depression takes time and a good support system in place for you. So I recommend looking for a counselor or coach to work with you on your continued healing beyond perhaps a crisis call. If you are unable to afford counseling services, there are often community service resources available. There are also free support groups such as Alcoholics Anonymous and Adult Children of Alcoholics groups. There are also things like Codependence Anonymous. All you need to do is get online and search for help for some of the issues that you are experiencing. In the UK, as of April 2022, they are rolling out a new service for mental health assistance. Callers need to dial 111 and then they will be sent to a line to sort out which option will best support them in that moment. This also includes crisis counselors being available immediately. If you are located in Canada, you can call 1-833 456 4566. This number is available 24/7, 365 days a year. Or you can also text 45645. That service is available 4 p.m. through 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So there are resources available and places to turn for help. Please do not feel embarrassed to reach out for support because many of the people who answer these lines have had mental health issues themselves, so they will be quite compassionate and understanding. For some of you, sharing with just a voice or a person over the phone that you will never talk to again may be an easier way to open up and confide in someone. You should never, ever, and I mean never, feel ashamed for reaching out and asking for help. It is a tremendous act of courage to recognize that you are beyond your limits and request some help. During my own healing journey, it is one of the things I had wished I had done much sooner was to reach out and ask for support. Had I reached out for support sooner, I don't feel my depression and my other mental health issues would have gotten as severe as they did if I had reached out sooner. So I just really want to encourage you to do that. If there was anything that resonated for you in this video, please like, subscribe, and more importantly, share so we can bring more awareness to supporting mental health issues. Sending you healing souls, so much love, and reminding you, I see you and you matter.